What is currently trending now on the internet space, which has kept many Nigerians worried, is that the Minister of Labour, Engineer Dave Umahi, has just publicly announced to Nigerians home and abroad that the federal government of Nigeria will be spending a whopping sum of 3.6 trillion naira for underwater structural rehabilitation, renovation of the Mainland Bridge. The minister went further to highlight that there are severe, underwater damages to the bridge that needs to be fixed. And this will cost the federal government of Nigeria a whopping sum of 3.6 trillion naira. And for the records, the underwater structures we are talking about here includes the foundations like the piers, and the abutment. The minister highlighted that these structures are currently, severely damaged, that if care is not taken, that it will cause a bigger damage to motorists plying that very Mainland Bridge. After this very announcement was made public, many Nigerians started reacting. Some expressed different emotions towards that very huge amount of money that is to be spent in rehabilitating or renovating the underwater structures of the bridge. Some being very factual. In view of this, some public opinions are saying that 3.6 trillion naira is so much a huge amount of money to be spent only for underwater structures. While many continues to buttress that statement by saying, how much does it actually cost to build a brand new Mainland Bridge? In view of all of this public outcry, let us get a little bit into details. Yes, exactly in the year 2023, the governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, made it public that it will cost around $2.5 billion to build a brand new Mainland Bridge. It is on record. But today, Dave Umahi is saying that it will cost about 3.6 trillion naira for renovation, for rehabilitating the underwater structures of the same bridge that the governor of Lagos State categorically maintained that about $2.5 billion should be able to give motorists a brand new Mainland Bridge. If you take the conversion of $2.5 billion in today's exchange rate of naira to dollar, that will give you around 3.8 trillion naira. So the bigger question now remains, which of these options is more economical for our dear country Nigeria? Is it to spend 3.8 trillion naira to build a brand new Mainland Bridge, or to spend 3.6 trillion naira for repairs and renovation? This continues to puzzle me, that in a country where there is very high cost of living, where an average Nigerian is battling with depression owing to the high economic hardship that APC government has bedeviled on Nigeria and Nigerians, yet we are still spending exorbitantly on some of these infrastructural repairs. What has happened to building a brand new bridge, as many are already lending their voice that will be a more economical approach to the current humongous amount of money being budgeted for repairs? Do not also forget that last year, 2024, or early this year, if my memory serves me right, that a whooping sum of 21 billion naira was spent in renovating that same bridge, and afterwards they installed some street lights, some solar light and all of that. The almighty Reno Mokri was one of the persons who plied that very Mainland Bridge, and he was celebrating the newest structures in place. Another puzzling question here is, when that 21 billion naira was being spent, does it mean that adequate engineering reviews and evaluation was not carried out to also understand that the underwater structures of that bridge were losing their capacity or losing their potency? Why was all these things not factored before going into renovation or going into surface renovation of the bridge? And here we are again talking about 3.6 trillion naira. If you add that money to the 21 billion naira, I am sure some of you, your smartphones may not be able to do the calculation. Probably you can, but it is very worrisome. Many Nigerians have, gone too far to ask questions to AI. Elon Musk's AI was asked, Girok, how much will it cost to build a brand new third mainland bridge? It will surprise you what the response from Girok is. Girok was given an estimation of about 882 billion naira or thereabout. Girok was able to fact check, go into history to figure out how much that bridge costed when it was built in the 90s. And Girok was able to estimate what would be the current cost of building a brand new fourth mainland bridge. Well, these are some of the intellectual, side work from many Nigerians who actually cares for this country. The bigger question continues to be, where exactly are we heading to? I've always said it, that in this country, Nigeria, we oftentimes do not do, the required due diligences, especially in some of these white elephant projects, which many of us can attest to, that has been part and parcel of the strategies through which politicians swindle our collective treasures, swindle our collective, treasury in this country. I sincerely hope that day will come when we will have men and women, men of capacity, of impeccable character, who will sit down in round table, do due diligence on projects like this, and come up with the least, or the best cost-effective approach to solving such problem. I'm not in any way undermining the budgeting from the federal government of Nigeria or disputing the amounts they have budgeted. But as a concerned Nigeria, we will continue to lend our voice because certainly we want to see this country working. At this point, don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. May another person see am. God bless you.